Hi, I'm Radiance, and welcome to my channel. Today I want to talk to you about gratitude, but I want to do something a little different. I want to challenge you, yes, challenge you to think about gratitude from the aspect of nourishment. How are you nourishing first your mind, right? I nourish my mind through what I take in. I'm very, very intentional as to what I take in, or allow in, I should say. For example, I'm not a person who watches the news. When I do, it's very rare. It may be because I'm passing somewhere in an airport or someone mentions something. Although, to be honest with you, social media nowadays, I feel like you don't necessarily even have to, like, you don't even have to necessarily turn the TV on because social media brings about a lot of news. I think they should call it news social media, news media. Anyway, and that is what it is. So I kind of shy away from a lot of that. Not because I don't want to be informed as to what is going on, just because I find a lot of the stories that are highlighted are more on negativity. Now, yes, is it real life? Are things happening, you know, in life? Yes. Things are always happening, right? People do have accidents. People do get angry. People do get violent. Things happen on the earth. Bridges fall. All kind of things happen, right? There's what we call natural disasters. All these things are part of life. But I personally do not choose to intentionally take those things in at all times. Now, if it comes to a natural disaster, something weather related, I will sometimes look at it because one, I may have family that's in a space or that's impacting, or even where I am physically that's impacting. And so I want to know more about what's going on. But yeah, that's one way I nourish my mind. I'm intentional about what I allow in. The other way I nourish my mind is also a lot what I allow in. So if I don't watch the news, what I may do is I may have like a podcast, something inspirational. And I do something with quotes. I do something with quotes. I will, do something that has great stories. I do entrepreneurial podcasts, things about therapy and personal growth and health. I'll do that. I like to read books. I'm still very much a book girl, physical book girl. I love the smell of books. Although I have downsized some when it comes to books, I've gotten more into the digital space with books, but there's still a few key books that when I moved from the East Coast to the West Coast, that I took with me physically. Some of those books happen to be books that friends of mine have written because I would say in a past life, I was a spoken word artist. I'm still a writer. I just haven't done spoken word in a while. But with that being said, I have a really love for spoken word and for poetry and for the art of oration. And so a lot of those books I kept and held on to in the physical form, are friends of mine and people that really inspire me in the aspect of poetry and spoken word and the written word. So I have those books. You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hayes, one of my favorite books. And I've shared other books on this channel, and I'll continue to share those books that have helped me to grow. And I continue to add more to the list, so, I nourish myself with good books. I also look at, health books, books that, also are about health. I do a lot of reading and taking in reading and articles of things regarding food. Sometimes I'll read something and it will inspire me and nourish not just my soul in the sense of me cooking, but it will help me to inspire me to create a better or newer or a version that I can share with my family that's aligned with my culture, aligned with my creativity, and also align with maybe how I'm eating at the time. If I'm not eating dairy, something that's dairy free, or maybe vegan or plant-based, or even to nourish the ones around me who are eating that way. So that's how I nourish my mind. How I nourish my body is in the same way. It's in how I create. I nourish my body through water. I love my water. I nourish my body through working out and exercise. And although working out isn't one of my favorite things, my partner probably look at me for saying that because my partner is in fitness. I push myself to work out, sometimes by myself, sometimes with my partner. I also sometimes like to just get out. Sometimes as in lieu of maybe fully working out, and sometimes in addition to, I'll go for a walk. I know that we and my family love going for hikes, so I'll, get out in nature. Sometimes I'll just go for a walk. Sometimes I could be going to run an errand, and instead of me getting in the car, if it's within my neighborhood, I'll walk to it. I did it the other day. I'll walk to a local store as opposed to, hopping in the car or even hopping on the bus, right? I'll do that. That's how I nourish my mind, nourish my body, I mean. And, you know, besides that, I look at what I intake. Now, I do it two ways. I'm all for healthy foods. I love a good, you know, salad. I love vegetables. I love fruit. I love juices and smoothies. I love, you know, well seasoned food that I make. But you know what? I love dessert. Dessert is one of those favorite things I have. I kind of always have room for it, but I don't always eat it. And so I don't always consider it just a treat. It's something that I include in my diet because I want to, because I love to, because I love it. And also because I find that it's balanced to me, right? You know, and sometimes I'll wait till the weekend, but sometimes just because it's Tuesday or just because it's Monday or just because it's 6 p.m. or whatever time it is, I may go grab myself a muffin that I've made, you know, or I may decide to make a cake. I did it a couple weeks ago. I really want something sweet. I had made my, you know, regular weekend batch of banana walnut muffins. It was a Friday, and I literally got in the kitchen and I talked to my partner about it. And my partner was like, you know what? I could go for a blondie. I'm not a fan of brownies, but I like blondies. I like all that, by the way. So I went in there and I looked at a recipe and I figured out how to make a vegan dairy-free version of a blondie. And it was really actually very simple. It took a little bit longer than it did to bake than it did to mix it up. But it went over as a hit. Matter of fact, my partner had 2 or 3 servings and I think I had 2 or 3 myself. You know what I mean? So it was really, really good. Was it healthy? It was healthy to me because guess what? I made it. Maybe in the caloric sense, it wasn't healthy. You know, the sugar sense, it wasn't healthy. But you know what? So what? Because I drink water and mind my business and eat my salads and I eat healthy otherwise. And to me, that's health is not just eating salads and eating all plant-based or whatever you eat. To me, it's in knowing what's in your food and having a good relationship with it and being accepting of it. So I enjoy the salad or the smoothie juice just as much as I may enjoy that dessert, right? How do I nourish my spirit? I nourish my spirit by sometimes being still and just taking a moment to listen to myself, to pay attention to my thoughts, to listen to what's in my heart, to pay attention to what my body is telling me. I nourish my spirit by being in tune with myself, by checking in with myself every day, checking in with how I'm feeling. I nourish my spirit by sometimes attending a physical service. I nourish my spirit by my morning ritual that I do at home, sometimes by myself, sometimes with my partner, right? I nourish my spirit by talking to my ancestors. I nourish my spirit by talking to my friends about life and how amazing and wonderful it is, right? I nourish my spirit by sometimes just giving a stranger a smile or saying hello. I went out this morning and I was in Trader Joe's and I was just picking up some things because I had just finished traveling the day before, and I was looking at I think I was looking at peppers, and this woman that I didn't realize, I turned around and a bag of peppers fell down and I went, oops. And she goes, oh, they're just trying to be free. And we laughed and exchanged a laugh, and that was it. That nourished my spirit because guess what? We were able to both share this like experience that was kind of funny and random and at the same time happened, and I never saw her again after that, right? So that stuff nourishes my spirit. So the other question I have for you is, how are you nourishing your relationships, right? How are you nourishing your relationships? I nourish my relationships by being the friend. I'm that friend that will text you randomly. It could be, I hadn't heard from you in 6 months or a year. I will randomly text you and say, hey, I've been thinking about you. How you doing? Hey, I miss you. How you doing? Hey, what's going on in your life? What do you have going on? What drives you? What are you passionate about? Right? That's the kind of friend I am. I may do a random phone call and say the same things, or leave you a voice message and say the same things because I want to know how you're doing, right? That's how I nourish and nurture my relationships. I do so by carving out time to spend time with my friends, right? Sometimes that's just, I get on a plane and I go somewhere. Sometimes it's just, hey, let's do a FaceTime. Let's catch up. I have a friend right now who I do that with. you know, we're both very busy in life. And we always have this joke, and maybe she'll see this one day. We're like, we're going to have lunch one day in Paris. My friend recently went to Paris and mentioned it to me. And I'm like, one day we'll be there. Because we're like, one day we're going to be so busy, as we already are, and we're going to, like, you know, go around the world, and then we'll meet in Paris and have lunch, right? That's still a goal I have, a dream. And when it happens, I'll let you guys know. But that being said, that friend and I, it's important we communicate. So we don't do it all the time, but every few months or so, we'll check in and go, hey, let's carve out some time. And I'll even go, hey, when do you have available in the next week or so? And we'll carve our time and we'll spend that on the phone catching up, right? Because we both are different parts of the world, but it's important for us to make sure we're okay and check in, right? So that's how I also nourish and nurture my relationships, right? I do it with my partner, my family, by carving out time. Friday night, sometimes if I'm home after work or we're both home, we'll just sit and watch TV shows, stuff that we like to watch, right? Sometimes we won't cook, but we'll just order in just because it's fun, right? That's fun to us. What can we try today? What haven't we tried? Or what do we normally enjoy because we want to know what we're going to get? So we'll order the same thing that we're, you know, recently it was sushi. And we actually tried vegetarian vegan sushi. From the same spot we always get it at. We normally don't eat vegetarian vegan sushi, but we were eating a little differently, and it was amazing. We ordered it twice, and it was amazing both times. So there you go. That's how I carve our time for my relationships. And so, you know, sometimes it's just showing up. Sometimes it's just listening, right? Being a listening ear. I've learned that one of my challenges is sometimes I have a lot to say. I talk a lot. Sometimes I stand back and I don't share as much because I want to be that listener and that ear for that friend. So I challenge you in gratitude. How are you nourishing your mind, your body, your spirit, and your relationships? Look into those things, right? And if you've liked this video, I hope it was inspiring to you. Please give it a thumbs up. Please like it. In the comments, please let me know, how are you nourishing your mind, your body, your spirit, and your relationships, right? How do you plan to do more of that? Also, you can also answer, how do you want to be nourished in those ways? Like how could that be helped by people outside of you, right? First, how are you doing it for yourself? And also, if you want more content like this, more videos, more inspiration, more information, you know, more gratitude challenges, please subscribe to the channel and also click the link in my bio and join my free VIP group, right? Come on over, more inspiration, more information, more good challenges, and more gratitude. I'm ever so grateful for you. Thank you for showing up today, and continue to show up for yourself, all right? I appreciate you, and I'll see you the next time.